Hi everyone, how are y'all doing? Sorry about that. Today is Thursday, and it is the day of, the big storm that was supposed to come through. And, yeah, it's definitely icy outside, and it's definitely snow, for sure. But, a lot of people have lost power, I guess, apparently, but nowhere around here. So, again, this is kind of like yesterday, which is going to be a very, for, a good area to start here. I'm just trying to kind of faff around and not fucking do anything. Because I want to make sure that the bits are good. Because, if it's really bad or the power goes out, well, you'll know the power goes out. We'll all know if my power goes out. Because the train will just, you know, reality on this side of the stream will cease to exist. And you'll just see a black screen. Or whatever it is when the stream ends. And no, it seems to be good, which is honestly surprising. I was kind of actually really expecting. Really expecting, to not be good. Say that, it can still go horribly, horribly wrong. So we're continuing with our Riku playthrough. Wonderland gives you a bad debt, right? For Riku? Yeah, 5 is the highest heart. 3, 4. Yeah, 3, 4, 5. 3, 4, 5. Blah, 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 blah. The large body is a nice card, actually. The frontal physical attacks, specifically. And nullify damage. This is a weird kind of room setup. I'm not sure if I've really seen something like that before. Okay, you can all stop with the literally attacking every single chance you get. They only have 1 cards here? Because this is supposed to be an easier area. Okay, well, the large body has 4 at least. Hey, Mickey, can I get some health back? Thanks, bro. So how's everyone doing? I hope everyone's holding up okay. Oh, 1 second. Sorry about that. Oh, it's still very cold out, so sinuses are still, horrible. But yeah, I'm hoping that everyone is doing fine with the storm. Whenever storm hits, or tornado, we get tornado warnings, whatever, around where I live. I always don't pay them any mind, generally, because they never legitimately hit, the area I live in. Or if they do, it's, never that bad. I remember specifically, oh, you can climb that. That's a ladder. I did not know that. Specifically, I think it was, it had to have been about 10 years ago, I think, actually. There was a, it was a hurricane, I think? I forget what it was. It was a big storm that was supposed to hit, the entirety of the state or something. And literally sliding because these plants have, 5s and 6s. And I literally cannot do anything if they have, the 6s. But yeah, the worst it hit the area I live is that it knocked a couple of trees over. And that was it. Okay, I say that was it, but I went to sleep and the next morning, I woke up and it looked like there were tree limbs everywhere. A tree fell on some guy's, I want to say like trailer, like a mobile home type trailer, but it was just something he had in his backyard. No one lived in it. He used it for like a storage area or something. Oh, yeah. So yeah, a tree fell on that, and like crushed it essentially. Like that was just, fucking dunzo at that point. But yeah, like no real damage was done to anything in the neighborhood other than that. Like it took like it was a cul-de-sac type area, so like everyone kind of like I don't say banded together, but like everyone got out the next day and was like, yeah, okay, well I got a trailer, or I got a tractor, this person has a truck or whatever, and we'll just clean up our yards and our streets, whatever. And like it took like I think about 2 days to get everything out of like people's yards fully, but like the streets were cleaned up like whatever. So yeah. Storms generally don't hit near my area. So like, I don't want to say downplay. I don't downplay them, but it's like I've never seen how like actually destructive some areas are. It's like, yeah, I'm sure. I really hope a lot of you guys are fine, but your neighbor doesn't exist anymore. It's like they just like fucking evaporated or something. Like you woke up the next day and it was like, huh, there used to be a house over there. And all we had was snow, and it's just like gone. Like someone just took like a fucking marker or whatever. It was like no more house. So I don't know how long it'll be going for today. Stream's still good, it says, which is nice. So yeah, I'm probably still going to try and go for like a minimum of 2 hours. I don't want to go like super duper ultra too long here in case like power does go out and there's like no one, or like power's out for everyone else and there's like no one to watch. It's like, I don't know. I imagine like some people like watching live. That was a weird voice break there, I think. It's hard to hear myself with the headphones on because they block a lot of noise, so I sound really muffled to myself. It's like one of those situations where I'm a lot more louder than I think I am. Well, yeah, I kind of like actually wonder if a lot of people who watch a lot of Twitch content prefer to see it live, or if they like, oh man, this person's live. I can't wait in like 10 hours when they're done so I can just watch the VODs and do whatever. Because again, I like watching VODs and shit of some streamers so I can essentially just like, go back and like, oh, they said something weird, or I didn't understand what they said exactly. Let me pause the video and go back. And it's gotten to the point, kind of, that when I do watch some of the people live like that, sorry, when I do watch people like that, they say something and I try to pause and go back on a live stream. It's like, wait, that doesn't work. I need a haircut. I'm not going to say really bad, but it's starting to get to the point to where, like, the hair on my side here gets over my ear, and I hate that. Like, I can just take a pair of scissors right now and cut it. And I hate it because I wear headphones most of the time. And having, like, hair in between the headphone and your ear is just, like, really awful. So that's why I, like, I don't know, do that stuff a lot. Adjust. Kind of. So another thing I'd like to point out, kind of, is that, nope, not this turn. Riku is at level 31, and we're, like, a little over halfway through his story. Actually, no, that makes sense that we're over, like, halfway. So I was about to say, we got Sora to level 63, 64, I think. And that's where he ended his story. Yeah, so I was about to say we're gaining levels as Riku way too fast, but we're actually really kind of not. Now, is this the dead-end path, or is the dead-end path to the right? It's not the dead-end path. Nice. But at the same time, I still feel like they give a lot more experience to Riku, or they make, like, his experience threshold lower. So it's like, I have been skipping a lot of these rooms. Like, just straight on. Massively skipping a bunch of stuff here. Yeah. Because I'm going to skip this room, so I'm like, yeah, why not? Because I have decent experience. I'm not going to fight in this room because it's almighty, and this is a very bad deck. Oh my god, with +2, that means the shadows would break every 3 card I play. That's not fun. I also just have way too many map cards to the point where I'm not getting them anymore. So I'm kind of trying to, like, use them up, I guess. I hate how that move hits you no matter where you are. Like, in the original game, when large bodies, like, you know, do, like, the jump attack, it's only a shockwave, like, close to them. And you can still, like, you know, avoid it by jumping. But here, it's like, if you're on the ground, no matter where you are when this guy jumps. You get hit. I think maybe the biggest gripe I have with some of these stats is that they kind of don't give you a whole lot of cards. Like, yeah, they give you a bunch of, like, really low numbers, actually. Which is, I guess, fair, because they're balancing a bunch of weaker enemies by giving you a harder deck. Oh, hey, Karma, how you doing? Back to sleep again, I see. You didn't get hit by the storm, did you? Right? Yeah, you did get hit by the storm? Oh, I hope nothing, like... Well, I say hit, I mean, like, really had, like, affected by, like, power out. You know... roads being closed down, schools being canceled, ghosts showing up in the attic, you know, normal storm stuff. Massive web problems. See, that's what I was scared of. So far, I'm going to check again, like, after whatever. So far, things seem to be good. I'm not going to say really excellent, you know, that's what, Twitch is telling me, actually. But yeah, so I hope people are... I didn't want to go back through there. I was trying to chase a ball. But yeah, like, I hope it's not too many people with problems. And if it is, like... I don't think the storm hit, at least around here, as hard as people said it was. So I think it's one of these situations where, this will get better, like, within a day or two. Oh, what? Did something literally just happen that contradicts what I just said? I'm sorry, I really have no idea how Nightbot works. Stop spamming emotes? How much does it count as a spam? Like, personally, if someone does, like, I think, like, 6 or more emotes, I think that's spam. But sometimes people just, like, You're so tired your humor's broken? Did you, like, make a bad joke? And then at the end of it, just, like, spammed a shit ton of, like, emotes? Oh, no, that sounds horrible. You know, I was kind of expecting that. Like, as soon as I said the word ball, my brain also went like, that seems kind of immature to say ball. But I don't want to try to use the brain power to say fucking orb. And so, like, but then someone would just go like, haha, ball. God, I love the internet sometimes. You're dying from what? Your own joke or from from sleep deprivation? Or both? Either way, yes, you need some help. Ball Bula, that doesn't even make sense! It's just the word ambulance with ball placed in the middle instead of am. You are really deprived of sleep then, my dude. So I got something that'll knock you right off your fucking ass. Do you know what an ambulance is called in German? The German word for ambulance. And I might be saying it a bit wrong. It's weird. It's called, a Kraken wagon. And when I first heard that, when I heard that, like, on a video or something, I just started dying laughing. Like, the fuck do you mean Kraken wagon? Because German is apparently a literal language. So, like, Kraken or something means sleep. Okay, you go to sleep now, Karma. Sleep? No. No. Bleh. Kraken means sit, and wagon means car. So, a Kraken wagon is a car for sick people. Like an ambulance. So that means that a hospital is called a Kraken house. Bye, Karma. Where am I even going on the map? Okay, yeah, there's the exit over there. I thought I started going down, and I'm like, that's not right, I don't think. Also, I'm very slowly dying. I need my Mickeys. Said I need my Mickeys. Mickey, that's your fucking cue. Maybe he'll show up if I go into dark mode? No, you're fine. You're fine, Karma. Trust me, like, we've all had experiences before in, like, sleep deprivation. We make really stupid jokes, or we say something's really funny. Not me, though, because I'm perfect. There Mickey is. Jesus. Some more experience to level. 1,400? Nah, we're good then. We'll get a level up off of this guy for sure. But yeah, like, I don't know. Again, I don't know if Riku gets more experience than other people, or if I just if I've just been getting more, into more battles with Riku. I'm saying I've been getting into more battles because he generally ends the battles quicker than Sora does, I think. Wow, he needed to play a card to walk across the screen. Good on ya. There we go, now I was worried about my health. Yeah, he's just gonna sit there and let me do it to him. Okay, neat. I didn't even get 1,000 experience from him. Okay. So again, I have no idea if I'm over-leveled at this point or under-leveled. I mean, I guess we'll find out if I get my ass kicked by, the next boss. If there's a next boss, there should be a boss up ahead. We should fight the... No, we don't actually fight the Riku clone again for a long time. Yeah, I think we only fight it once more, because he's doing, you know, Sora stuff. Yeah. Weird, I remember there being a lot more, bosses in between floors with Riku. Maybe that's, like, at the end. Yeah, see, like, transform cards into keepsakes. So, like, that's the, Destiny Island stuff. So, again, is because she's, Kyrie's nobody, so, like, you know, whatever. Sorry, I'm a habitual saver. If I pass by a save point and I don't save at it, I get really nervous, actually. Stream is still good. Looks like it's going. What deck do we have here? 1, 2, 3. What is this bullshit? It has to be because of this monkey. I forget what this does. Retrograde. This has to, like, reverse all, like, card values or something, right? Like, a 9 turns into a 0, a 1 turns into an 8. Like, okay, yeah, it's fine. Like, okay, it goes up to 9, and then what? Then it's, like, 7 1s and, like, a bunch of zeros. Yeah, reverse the values of all cards. 1 it's turned into 9. 2 it's turned to 8, so zeros are still zeros, I guess? So that's why they give you a shit ton of 1s, so they want you to use that to turn all of your, all your 1s into 9s. I mean, that'll make Hades fun. I didn't want to press that, actually. I wanted to go into, Maleficent. I mean, that works. Hey, there's a level up. Still get a good amount of health out of it, too. I'm going to, like, fill up my health completely. And then once I fill up my health, like, well, my health doesn't go up any higher, then I'll go back to making, dark points. If we even get to that. Because 30 dark points for, dark form, if you're not just mindlessly trying to spam cards against the boss, is still pretty good, actually. You lose about, like, 6 or 7 whenever you get hit. But you'll still be fine. I'm trying to fucking hit this big bastard, but he keeps turning around every time one of these other guys attacks. So I gotta card break him, which I just lose all my 9s. Okay. So Dark Break seems like it's a really underwhelming, like, slight, and it kinda is, but it's still actually really good for, like, normal encounters like this. I would... Okay, I was about to say better than Dark Aura, but no, nothing's better than Dark Aura. I mean, like, it's better than Dark for Raja, I'd say. Yeah, I'm getting, like... Okay, it's actually, like, a really even number of experience, right? Okay, I need... Let's see, so 65, so the 10s are fine. So, 600, I'll make that 9, 10, 11. So yeah, I need 2,600 more experience, is what it said. And let's find out how much experience I get, like, in a general battle. Like, how much, we'll get after that. Because again, these areas don't give you a lot of experience. And I don't think that's because Olympic Coliseum is supposed to be, like, a lower type area. Also, don't try not to miss any. So I got about, what, a little over 300 experience? That's almost 10 battles to get to the next level, which is, I think, kind of the same-ish. But it's like, yeah, really just, getting like 1 or 2 battles in per room is going to help you level up. Again, like, later areas. Once we get to, it's not a spoiler to say that we're going to go into, in this mode that is reusing all of our, like, you know, worlds that Sora's been to. It's saying that, oh yeah, we're definitely going to go to Destiny Island or some shit. It's not really a spoiler, is it? But yeah, no, once we get into, like, the later worlds, enemies start getting a lot of experience. But I also don't want to be that kind of person who's like, no, it gets better later, I swear, trust me, I promise. I mean, I still think this is, like, you know, a pretty good area. Okay. I don't want to be consistently forced to kind of be using the monkey card, but I mean, like, if they're gonna give me a deck that has, like, a shit ton of 1s and 0s, like, you know, why not? But those monkeys flew, didn't they? Ow. I still like how you do damage, even if the big guy blocks your attack. To the people around him, that is. Fucking big guy ruined my combo. I didn't want him to. But there he was. Okay, now I need Mickey. Now I most definitely need Mickey. Just want to make sure I'm over. I need Mickey, and then that accidentally breaks and puts me into dark form. And then it kills him. Wunderbar. That healed me a good amount. That healed me a very good amount, actually. I'm good with that, actually. They don't really do a whole lot of random card stuff here, do they? It's really just like, oh, the first door is 1, and then you just go up to 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, blah, blah, blah. I think now it's 6. Still want to check again one more time to make sure. Bitrate's still good. It's kind of wavering a little bit up and down, but stream should be fine. Again, I keep checking because on like the little display I have here. Hey Pluto, how you doing? I've been doing alright. Power's on for now, as the title says. So far, no, like, big electrical snaps or anything have happened. So, you know, that's good. You're doing good? Yeah, did you get hit by the snowstorm at all? And if you did, like, by how badly? Because when I say hit, I generally mean things like you're fucking dead, or like, yeah, my power's been out for 4 days, even though it's only been snowing for 5 hours. But no, otherwise doing pretty fine here. It's cold. We can't really go outside so much at all because it's the entire yard and driveway is just an entire sheet of snow on top of ice. But other than that, yeah, things have been alright. Is that another Mickey card I saw? No. It was a hallucination. Okay, I'm just going to try and get into dark form now. The roads was slippery. Didn't go to work or school today. That's another thing. A lot of people, like a lot of schools, been canceled, and a lot of workplaces have actually closed down. Like even places that are generally like, no, under any circumstances you need to come into work, and they're generally like, yeah, how about you just kind of skip work today or work from home, or don't come outside. It's like I don't know how many. Okay, we'll do this then. I don't know how many like work areas are like generally like it depends on like the manager. Yeah, something like Walmart. Like when Walmart closes, and when Walmart says like okay, you say Walmart, but around here where I live, it's Waffle House. Like if Waffle House closes down, if Waffle House is open, then it's not so bad as you think it is. As soon as Waffle House goes down, like yeah, no, don't come in here. Everyone's like, fuck, this is actually really bad then. 30 reds. Calculated. Oh, hold on a second. Okay, I thought I saw the bits dip into the red for a second there. False alarm. Please let me know, Pluto, if you're hanging around, if the stream seems like it goes to shit. So again, here I'm just countering to make sure I get into dark form. Yes, Waffle House is the string that holds society together. There we go. Die, 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 die. Wait. Guarded against the thunder? Does that mean that he, like, is immune to thunder damage? Or is he just immune to all magic while he's, like, tempered red like that? So, like, that'd be a weird fucking saying to make him immune to thunder damage specifically, since there's no way in Sora's normal playthrough that you would ever actually have thunder or any kind of thunder-related weapon or element or anything by this point. Huh. Interesting. Then again, I don't know if like that lightning is actually thunder elemental. It could be, not. Hades is crazy. But I've always loved all the fights in the games that he's in with Kingdom Hearts. He's always been, like, actually really fun most of the time to fight in these games. I forget exactly how he worked in Kingdom Hearts 1, because in 1 he's completely fucking optional. Like, you only fight him in the Hades Cup. And again, optional. Kingdom Hearts 2, he was a fun fight in, well, again, like the Coliseum, but yeah, it's fun. And here, it's kind of meant to be more of a, trying to be a bit of a recreation from 1, but again, I kind of forget. Yeah, so not a lot of boss fights in the Twin Floors. We have to be getting to them soon, right? Yeah, we have to be fighting Lexius after this. Well, that's what they try to do with most of the bosses if they can around here. Like fighting Jafar. You're still like in lava underground and still have to fight, attack. You can't hurt Jafar himself, but you have to attack his lamp that Iago is holding. But it's hard to do in kind of like a card-based, system with the stream being 2D. But like, yeah, some fights they have to kind of make new, like Ursula, because you're, definitely not underwater. Some other things. Hook is a little weird as well, because you're not flying around, so you can't fly to avoid his attacks, so he's, like, really oppressive. They try. So I'm honestly kind of surprised that this song, because, this is supposed to be Under the Sea, right? I am really surprised that this doesn't get copyright stricken. Or it either does. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. Yeah, I thought that, actually. Let's just go back to the 5s. No random values from these things. I already know how bad gambling is for you. Maybe this is why they don't give Riku a reload charge timer, because they know that you're going to be reloading after 4 or 5 cards. Because everything after, like, the first 3 cards is shit. It's stupid sometimes. Like, I don't want to say, like, I'm on corporation sides, but, like, sometimes, very rarely, companies, like, do, like, have a right that sometimes people, like, as much as I like watching them, people who just, like, upload, like, entire, like, songs onto, like, a YouTube channel or something and still try to monetize off of it. Like, yeah, I get that. I get why they'd want to, like, shut those down. But, like, if someone's doing a Let's Play, or they're, like, recording a game, streaming a game on Twitch or something, needing to, like, mute certain parts of your stream because a song plays in the background, that's part of the song, as part of the game, is really stupid. And, like, I mean really fucking stupid. Like, here's something. When they announced, like, a lot of people like to stream, like, kind of reactions for, like, Nintendo Directs and shit like that, right? And I think when the next one comes out, I might want to try and do that. I'm sure no one's gonna fucking watch it, because everyone's gonna be trying to watch someone else. And I usually never catch Directs live, because, like, oh, what time does the Direct start? Oh, it starts at 7 a.m. Okay, is that my time or Japanese time? Yes. Okay, I'll just, like, wait until the end of the day and watch it on video afterwards. But no, like, during the Direct where Sora was revealed for Smash, they play, a little bit of the Kingdom Hearts song, and a lot of people got copywritten for that. Like, strikes and, like, VOD takedown or whatever, because that, like, one little, like, orchestrated piece that they played, got auto-detected. That's the thing I hate, is the auto-detection. Like, I get that there's a lot of fucking people out there in the world, and you can't, like, manually look over every stream of a game or something. But at the same time, it's like, the argument for auto-detection stuff is kind of flawed. It's like, alright, let me pause. I need to put, like, these words into thought. And, like, a coherent thought that other people will actually be able to fucking, like, you know, follow and understand. So, let's say you're doing a Let's Play of a game. It's all, like, you know, so you can post the video, not post the video, so you can record the gameplay in your voice, and then do edits and shit, right? So, like, something funny happens, or something happens, and you play, like, 5-6 seconds of like, a song or something. And then, like, an auto-detection thing will take down your entire video for that song. Now, again, if you just uploaded that song in its entirety, yeah, I get that. But, like, the entire point of the copyright is that people are trying to put yours in a different bad light or something, or you're trying to make money off of their property or whatever, and that can't be the case, because no one knew you were going to put that 5 seconds of that song in the middle of a video that came out 2 hours ago. Like, people aren't watching this person, you know, about to slowly touch themselves going, yeah, this guy likes to put 5 seconds of popular songs on YouTube video. Like, no. That's not why people do that. They do it because it fits, you know, like, a joke or an emotion or something they're trying to put in. Yeah, that's the thing. I think a lot of people sit and complain saying that, like, you know, Nintendo came out of a conference saying, like, oh yeah, our entire stream is going to be, like, copyright friendly, I think, or whatever the term is, or it's like, nothing we're going to play is going to, like, do this. Or, like, they made a separate stream or something where it's like, yeah, this stream will have, like, some copyright music on it, but this stream that we're airing at the same time will alter that so it's not as, you know, whatever. And yet that still happened. Excuse me for a minute. Sorry about that. But yeah, again, I get why, like, there is kind of an automated system. The thing is that there's an automated system behind the automated system, right? So, like, because, you know, manpower is limited and you can't force one person to literally go through millions of, like, YouTube videos in a day, you have a mod that automatically detects whatever, and then it alerts, you know, the company, hey, this video has parts of this song or trailer or whatever. and then only have people check those alerts and be like, okay, no, this is just a reaction, this is just a reaction, this is fine, this is fine. But what happens is that it automatically like tries to strike a channel, and if a creator like, you know, refutes it is the word, I think, or tries to like strike back. I forget what the actual like terminology is, but if they try to say, no, fuck you, you guys are in the wrong, I'm going to stand my ground, then another system will automatically, you know, or the same system says, actually, no. So it's just a bot that's consistently trying to get people into lawsuits, essentially. What the fuck am I doing in this game anymore? I've completely forgotten. And I'm gonna say once again, hold on for just a second, because it's fucking hot in here. Holy shit. It is currently... Come on, temperature. Tell me what... Peter, tell me what temperature it is. 22 degrees Fahrenheit. And we have it set to like fucking 80 degrees in this house. And it's just really fucking hot. Like, oh my god. But yeah, no, it's like... Like, if you wanted to make it so that, again, like, an automated system, like, alerted a company or, like, something or whatever, like, oh, yeah, there's, like, a video that does this or whatever. You know? It should do that. But then, like, people should only get involved if, like, someone refutes the claim. Like, again, my example earlier of someone just taking, like, a song in its entirety and uploading it in, to YouTube. Wouldn't refute a claim, right? They're not going to get a copyright strike or a notice saying, like, hey, some copywritten material has been detected on your channel. Do you think this is false or falls under the play of fair use? And if they say, yeah, it does, I'm going to keep it on my channel. The courtroom case would literally be, Your Honor, Exhibit A, the video itself. It's literally just a song. I close my case. The prosecution rests, and the offense is like, yeah, you're trying to fuck, kid. Why the fuck you bring me into this? You know, so when people, like, actually say, like, no, I refute this claim, that's when, like, there should be an other person on the other side who, like, sees the claim and, like, watches, like, the video. Or have the bot tell you, like, oh, the content shows up at, like, 5 minutes and 34 seconds into the video. And then they just, like, watch, like, the minute before that or something and go, like, yeah, no, this is just, like, a meme video or something, whatever. There's something wrong here. Also, yeah, I say it's 80 degrees, but it's not. People have it set to, I think, 72 or 71, I think. But the problem with this house is, what does this house use? Like, most houses use, what do most houses use? Like, houses use either natural gas, or they use, fuel, I think? And I forget what our house is, but it's the one that people don't normally use. And that means that when the furnace turns on, it actually turns on really, really high, and it stays hotter for a lot longer. So what generally ends up happening is someone will turn the heat on, like, oh, it's a little cold, I'm going to turn the heat on. The heat kicks on. And instead of trying to heat the house to, you know, like 70 degrees and, like, stopping and, like, turning itself kind of off and on or, like, going at low power, it'll go, oh, you want it hot? Gotcha. And it tries to do Super Saiyan for about 10 minutes. And this gets into, like, really big extremes, where eventually, you know, once it stops, it'll, like, get really cold again. People will turn the heat off, or the heat will turn itself off. And so, it'll get, like, it won't turn back on until it reaches, like, a certain degree of temperature. Like, it won't turn itself back on until it reaches, like, 64 or something down the line. Which, again, kind of just means that it'll be... This house goes between being really, really fucking hot and really, really fucking cold with almost no in-between. Well, there is an in-between, but it gradually goes up and down, up and down. The temperature is always changing. I think that makes sense. I have that problem. I could have just said that. The temperature is always changing. Because of the way the furnace works, or whatever. But instead, y'all just have to sit there and listen to me say essentially the same fucking thing for like 3 minutes. I'm so bad with words. I don't know how to make stuff come out the way I want this to come out. Well, trust me, I'm sorry about it too. But it's not so bad. It's just a little bit annoying and irritating. So yeah, even though it's 22 degrees out, I have my window not all the way open, but like cracked open a good bit. So it'll cool down in here a bit. Luckily the wind's not blowing or anything, like awful like that. Bing. I wonder what card Mickey's holding out to make this shit happen. Like, he jumps down, then he holds out a card, and that's, like, does all, like, the magic or whatever. Like, what fucking card is that? Is that, like, his own cheat card? Or it's like, no, this is a Disney Corporation Master Trader card. I'm paying all of you people to fuck right the fuck off for, like, 5 seconds. So this man can get some health back and reload his cards. Or taking it a different way, I'll fucking sue your asses if you don't leave this man alone for 5 seconds. It's a random thought I just popped up. Like, a lot of people, when they want to make fun of, like... Not make fun of, but when they want to, like, paint Disney as, like, you know... the evil corporation or whatever, they generally, like, refer to Disney as, like, you know, the mouse himself or whatever. Like, he's, like, not the straw man. Again, that's a wrong... That's the wrong terminology. But they use him as the, excuse? Again, I don't know the proper word. Stand-in. I think that's the word. Yeah, they tried to use him as, like, the stand-in for, their argument. But, like, you know, Disney is honestly kind of one of those companies that is, like, very, very harsh on wanting to make sure that no one ever paints their mascot in a bad light. Again, I talked about it a little bit in Kingdom Hearts 1, and a little bit in 2 as well. Like in Kingdom Hearts 1, Mickey shows up at the ass end, and they only refer to Mickey as his actual name, like, once or twice. Either, like, once at the very beginning of the game. I might let you know he does once at the very end of the game. But they just always refer to him as Your Majesty, or the King, for the vast majority of the game. And when they do eventually, like, show him off, he's, he's in, like, his base, like, you know, outfit. You know, shirtless or whatever, with just the red pants. Yeah, but that's the thing. Like what I'm trying to get at is that originally, I don't think Disney actually had much faith in Kingdom Hearts. So they wanted to make sure Mickey was in the game as little as possible, even though they gave him the role of king or whatever. But then they saw like, oh man, Kingdom Hearts is actually kind of a good series. Okay, so when Kingdom Hearts 2 came around, they gave him like, he wore like the organization hood, and when he eventually took it off, he's in like a very Tetsuya Nomura designed clothing. Some kind of like weird jacket, different pants, kind of like how he looks like in this game, but a little differently. But like, kind of think about that. Imagine like if Mario showed up in a fucking Halo game or something, fucking way out of the ballpark. Do you think that they would have Mario dressed up in like combat armor or something that still kind of looks like, the red shirt and the blue pants? No, they definitely wouldn't. I actually heard something a while ago that in Super Mario Sunshine, Mario looks more or less the same. I don't know why he and Riku do either. Like, I think Nomura was just really, really fucking into trench coats at that phase of his life, and he was like, oh man, this shit gets me off so hard. We gotta put everyone in trench coats. We gotta put Riku in the trench coat. We gotta put Mickey in the trench coat. It doesn't make any sense that people know who you are from a distance, because, the fucking mouth ears and the height. But we're still gonna put him in the trench coat. I think they, it's because he's trying to be undercover or work in secret. But unless those coats have, I always thought that those coats had, the property of protecting people as they, went through, the portals of darkness that they did normally, right? That was always my headcanon. That the coats, protected the organization members when they, opened up the portals to darkness to go in between them. Because we never really figure out, is it a portal? Like how Portal, the game, works? Literally you put your hand through the gassy whatever, and on the other side your hand's already out? Or is it it opens up a weird dimensional hallway, and you have to walk through that hallway? I always thought it was the hallway. Going the wrong way. But yeah, so in Kingdom Hearts 1, they gave Mickey, his default basic bitch outfit. But then in every Kingdom Hearts game since, they've made him go let Nomura do whatever the fuck they want. And again, the odd thought I was originally getting at was, way back in... When did the Wii come out? The Wii came out in 2006, right? So this was in between 2006 and I want to say 2010? It might have been before that. Disney made a game for the Wii called Epic Mickey. And I never finished that game, because I was a dumb kid and I never realized how to get past an area, but I always liked watching tips and stuff about it. So one of the main mechanics of that game is that it's a weird paint game. You have paint and then paint thinner, I think. You essentially shoot blobs of paint that fill in stuff and blobs of paint that take out stuff. So if you see an outline of a wall, you can fill it up so that the wall is there for whatever reason. But when you defeat bosses in that game, you can defeat them two ways: by destroying them with the thinner, or by creating them with the paint? I don't know. And originally, the developers wanted to do this weird, not really a morality system, but change Mickey's outfit as he was going through the area. So, as you defeated bosses by being more, I guess, heroic with the paints or whatever, not actively destroying them / killing them / whatever. He would look more heroic, but he would start to look more deranged or something, or more a dystopian, like, survivor or something. Like, more tattered clothes, like, bits of, like, cloth around him for protections or whatever. And when Disney heard about that, they were like, how about no? Like, the developers were really pushing for that idea, but they're like, nah, Mickey's gonna stay the way he is no matter how he plays. Well, that was my original thought, but then it was kind of evolved into more Kingdom Hearts nonsense. Ow. Ooh, not another zero. Okay. Look how much damage we do with the overdrive and all of Riku's just massive attack power he has. Oh, it's so good. Let me heal off of this, please, Ursula. Thank you. Well, yeah, now that I got a Wii emulator up and working, I really ought to, like, re-download that game and try it. Okay, how about you fuck off, Ursula? Ow. Yeah, it won't be pretty. We fucking know, Ursula. It's you. Of course it's not gonna be pretty. Shot fired! $428 experience for killing Ursula, or 800 if it, like, got cut off there. Yeah, not a lot of experience. But yeah, I don't know why, it was just... That thought came to me. Because I was thinking about stuff like that, and then, again, seeing how Mickey has an outfit in this game, and then a different one in Kingdom Hearts 2, was like... But then thinking about how he just looked like basic bitch in one. It's just, one of those weird things. Although another thing that I'm thinking of that kind of makes me mad that'll never happen is I remember years ago, I think for funsies, like, I love Tetsuya Nomura as, like, a designer, like, a graphical designer and shit. Like, he's, like, essentially the big brain behind Kingdom Hearts, right? Most of the story decisions and gameplay mechanics and outfits and stuff come from him. Let's see if we can get a good snapshot. Like, yeah, he's not really wearing a jacket, but like, look at those shoes. They're, like, yellow shoes with a black stripe down the middle, bound by, like, blue tape. He has the white glove still, obviously. He has a shirt that has, like, 2 yellow spots, which, like, look like the buttons of, like, his overalls generally. He has the red pants and, like, the blue stripe going off them. Like, that's still, like... It's still kind of recognizable as Mickey Mouse, but still looks like an actually decent outfit, Like, other than the oversized shoes, yeah, I'd probably wear something like that, actually. But no, like I was saying, at one point years ago, I think for funsies and like his spare time, Tetsuya Nomura was like, "Hey, here's how I would draw Batman if I made a Batman game." And it was a fucking amazing picture of Batman. I'm not gonna lie. Like, this was back when, I think Arkham City had just came out. I'm not sure about Arkham Knight. It was either Arkham Asylum or City. I forget when, but it was around that time period. But Nomura was like, yeah, I just felt like a little frisky. Here's how Batman would look if I drew him, if I made a game. And I was like, damn, it's a fucking kick-ass Batman. Don't, if you're looking for it, don't try to post a link, because Nightbot will get mad at you. But, I don't know if you are or not, but it's like, I need to find a way to change that so Nightbot doesn't immediately time people out for links and stuff. Or if I can, whitelist certain people. And yeah, Lexius does have weird hair. I think they're supposed to be more... I was about to say dreadlocks, but no, this portrait doesn't have that. Again, this is kind of just like Final Fantasy in and of itself. Just spiky-haired anime protagonist and characters. Like, even Riku, even though... Okay, Riku is kind of weird, because in all of, more of his most in-game models, he has, his hair goes down, gravity affects it. But it still looks spiky and pointed, right? But if you look at, the, cinematic cutscenes at the, very start and end of Kingdom Hearts 2, they made it look like his hair is more flowy, like it's not even spiky at all. It's just whatever. So what's the canon hairstyle? Spiky or flowy? Did you have to make it spiky due to limitations, or did you just want to make it look nicer for the more higher intense cutscene graphics? Because Sora still has the spiky hair in those. So again, I forget how Lexius fights generally. But he's a powerhouse, for sure. Fuck! Oh yeah, that's what he does. That hurts. A lot. This is also gonna hurt a lot. God, I love Dark Aura. It's so good. Let's break whatever you're using. Let's just try to go a little bit berserk. No! My dark form! Oh well. Again, you see how Jafar is just so fucking powerful? Can I get another Dark Aura and just finish this now? 9, 9, then, 9. Neato. Ow. That actually really hurt. Right, I'm not in dark mode. Fuck. That was a massive mistake. Okay, now we're in dark mode. And there's that, there's that, there's that, there's that. Dark Aura does about a full fucking health bar of damage. And that's not counting the lightning at the end. It is one of the most powerful attacks that you can use in any Kingdom Hearts game to date. And I fucking love it. See clearly now, the darkness is overwhelming. Wait, that doesn't make sense. He acts like Ansem hasn't been a part of the story, but he's been talking to Ansem like almost every other floor. And the story here is a little contradictory to itself. Or like, are they trying to say that like Ritu's also losing memories from Castle Oblivion? Well, that's not the case because that whole memory loss thing is just Naminé messing with Sora. Riku shouldn't have any memory loss. Oh, hello, Axel. He thinks I'm done for good. Now, I want to know if he means that Sora's already gone through Castle Oblivion. Because he's definitely, I don't think he's really talking about the first time. Who would win in a fight, Mickey Mouse or Yoda? I'm pretty sure they did a death battle on that. And it turns out Yoda would have won that, I think. I forget who won that. Honestly, actually. I'm not really sure of my own opinions, because, like, I'll be honest, a lot of the strength of certain characters in Kingdom Hearts come from anime bullshit. Like, look, I think Sora is a strong character on his own. He stood up to certain attacks, whatever, but the ending sequence of Kingdom Hearts 2, when you fight Xemnas for the first time, when Sora is literally jumping on top and cutting through multiple skyscrapers within, like, 3 seconds in a single whatever. Like, that's like Sora can't do that in normal gameplay. So because of, the magic of cinematic cutscenes, his power level goes from to holy fucking shit. So I think like on taking out anime bullshit and cutscene power, I think Yoda might win in that case. But again, Okay, I like the Death Battle YouTube channel, right? I like watching them. Sometimes they feel really biased, honestly. Like, not like, oh, we're gonna skew lines and stuff for this character. Like, oh, we want this character to fight, but who do they have to fight up against? This character? That's not even a close match, but we'll do it anyways. But I like watching them because the fights are, like, nice and awesome. But it's like, there's, like, an entire, like, debate versus community or something, and it's like, holy shit, I don't want to get involved in that so much. It's like, I was like a lot of kids at the time who, like, loved the idea of things like Smash Brothers, because, like, oh man, who would win in a fight? Link or Donkey Kong? You know, whatever. But it's, I don't know. When you start thinking about it actually really too hard, you start, like, losing, I don't want to say interest in the topic, but it becomes, like, really cynical. It becomes less of like, oh man, but remember when this guy did this to, well, actually, if you think about back in this issue of Comic 142, well, this blah, 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 and this character did this, and showing that he had the power of pi equals to, like, no, it becomes homework, and I don't like that. It sucks all the fun out of it. Unless you think mathematical equations are fun, in which case, hey, all the more power to you. So we got Lexius' card, which is one of the most powerful cards in the fucking game when it comes to, well, this world at least, not against these barrels so much. So what Lexius does is he has the Warp Break ability. Obliterate enemies with the finishing blow of a combo. Now, I remember Lexius being... This. What he means is that your finishing combo has a chance to instant death enemies, which is about a 50-50 chance. There is a formation of Heartless in this world that's very common when you start off. It's a bunch of the flowers in kind of like a V-shaped formation. Not these guys. But, like, Lexius is really fucking good against those people. Or Lexius' card is really good because, again, there's a chance to, like, just instantly kill all of them at the start of the battle. So yeah, see how that guy just, like, disappeared and left experience? That was instant death. Even though he had 1 health regardless. Yeah, there you go. See, it works. And you have this effect for, like, 60 attacks or something stupid like that. And it's a very, like, welcome effect here because, you might not notice it. At first, unless you don't get a status screen. But, we don't have Mickey as the friend card anymore. That means we have no way to heal ourselves inside of a battle. So that means, inside of battle, if you get really low health, you're fucked. The only way to heal yourself is to use either a save point, or find the, health bubbles out here in the overworld. But yeah, now is when they actually start giving you a bunch of experience for enemies. Just in general, because you're, going against, like, a lot tougher enemies. I just want to get in the dark form just because. I just want to kill this guy with style. We. This is another infuriating deck, because there's a bunch of, like, low cards mixed up with high cost cards. And the enemies here generally have, like, 5 or 6 cost cards, 4, 6, shit like that. Favorite world in Kingdom Hearts in all of the series? Does it have to be, like, a Disney-based world? Or can it be, based on, like, original worlds? Because if we're talking based on original worlds, I would definitely say, The World That Never Was. But if we're only allowed to pick, Disney-based worlds, well, let me think, actually. Based on, like, the design and the heartless you find in them. Okay, any world, it's 100% The World That Never Was. From Kingdom Hearts 2. I loved that place. It felt like a really fun, thematic kind of, like, ending to that area. Let's see. Hollow Bastion from Birth by Sleep, actually, was a neat area from what little I remember of that game. Although, again, that game it was called Radiant Garden, because, you know, confusing Kingdom Hearts lore. You liked Toy Story from Toy Story from 3? Get the fuck out of my chat. No, I'm joking, but it's like, oh my god, I hated that world. Like, the mechs were a fun idea. They were a fun idea, but only one of them, like the purple one that fired, like, long range and really quickly, was only really worth it, I think. And just, oh my god, it was really confusing trying to go through the floored shit. Like, Andy's room, and, like, the house outside and that stuff, that was all nice and neat. But going into the toy store itself was like, oh man, really, really weird. I will admit, Monsters, Inc. was a fun romp. That was a nice one. Well, let's see. My favorite world from Kingdom Hearts 3. Fuck off, please. There you go. Kingdom Hearts 3 would probably be, God, I don't know. I mean, the Tangled world was, like, fun and pretty to look at, for sure. It's like, it's weird, because the thing I really dislike about Kingdom Hearts 3 is that Disney had an iron grasp over that series at that point. Because, like, I don't know if this is just me, but the way I see it is fucking... You don't have Hollow Bastion, you don't have Traverse Town in that game, actually. Twilight Town in the game for a very small amount. Pirates. Yes, Pirates was fucking amazing. I can't believe I forgot about that. That's my answer then, Pirates. but like the literal only references to Final Fantasy characters in this massive crossover game between Disney and Final Fantasy was at the very start of the game when they're introducing, when there's like a narrator narrating over like the intro to the Hercules world. They mention Orin and fucking what's his name? That like Cloud counterpart from Seven. And Dirge of Cerberus. What the fuck was his name? Because he showed up in Birth by Sleep for like 2 minutes. It's really bothering me that I don't remember that guy's name. Zach, I think? I think it was Zach or like Zeke or something. I forget, but like they had him, and that was like the only 2 references. I don't even think like the main cast, like Sonal, Dora. Hold on a second. Did I literally just say the words Sonal and Dora? Sonal and fucking Dora. Oh. I hate my brain so fucking. Sora, Donald, and Goofy. You know, if I would have continued that, I still would have said Goofy right, actually. It's the fucking embarrassing part. Sora, Donald, and Goofy don't even mention, like, Cloud, or Squall, or Yuffie, like, at all in the game, I think. And when you do go to Twilight Town, eventually, they don't mention, Cypher or his crew, as well. Shut the fuck up, okay? My brain is a real fucking mess. That happens so much. It's that specifically. I don't know what it is with my brain, but I will be saying words, and I will take the first letter from each word, from like 2 words, and swap them. And I hate it every time it happens, because I never catch it, and someone else has to tell me, did you just say what I thought you just said? It's really fucking frustrating. But yeah, like, they have, like, no mention of Final Fantasy characters in, like, 3 at all. And then, as well, there's the Frozen world. Oh god, that pisses me off so much. So I assume most people are familiar with, like, you know, the YouTube channel Game Theory, and channels associated with that, right? 1 second, hold on. Sorry about that. But, like, they did a theory, kind of, and I generally normally don't buy in to, like, what his theories normally are. Like, yeah, I can see that. It's like a nice thought experiment, but I don't think it's true. I think it's 100% true. They did a theory on the Frozen world of Kingdom Hearts 3, where the theory was that originally Square Enix wanted to make it so that Elsa was the main villain, kinda. So it's like, here's a recap of how Kingdom Hearts did that story. Because they bring back a lot of characters from the dead, because Kingdom Hearts is now kind of like Dragon Ball Z, where death means nothing to characters, I guess. Larxene was back. And you were, you know, visiting Kingdom Hearts, or Disney World, because looking for someone, or training to do this or that, or, you know, whatever, right? And Larxene starts pointing out, like, oh, yeah, starts like baiting Sora and like, you know, trying to just piss him off or whatever. Like, oh yeah, that girl could like turn out to be really light or really full of darkness. Who knows? And then like there's a point where the trio just get like magically fucking warped. Like they're climbing the mountain, right? To find like Elsa's fucking snow palace or whatever. And they just like legitimately just like magically like a portal opens up and like you're in this ice dungeon or whatever now. And it looks like the kind of design stuff that Elsa would make. Like the design she made like of her palace or whatever as well. But there's no like logical rhyme or reason for that fucking being there. It's just a weird ass dungeon that they never really try to explain. And then they make, you know, Hans the villain because you climb down the mountain and you're like, oh, you find Hans. He turns into a giant Heartless. What's this Heartless called? Scald. Or Scold, I think the name is. That also, what just happened right there, that's the power of Lexius' card. Sometimes killing an enemy as they warp in at full health. This is why I've been saving up the feeble darknesses. So I can get easy experience here. But yeah, like, Skald, or whatever the name is, in Norse mythology is a woman, essentially. So, a lot of people theorize, and game theory trying to, like, you know, point this out, that the original, plan was to make Elsa, like, a kind of villain who was, like, succumbing to darkness or whatever, and it was up to, like, Sora, Donald, and Goofy to, like, save her or whatever. But then Disney was like, nah, how about you cut all that out instead and just recreate, point for point, the entire Frozen music video. Like, legitimately, just the entire whatever in your game's engine. So, like, I'm trying to think of, like, what other, like, fun, weird alterations the Kingdom Hearts games have made to certain Disney, yeah, and, like, that's what everyone who's heard this theory said, like, and again, like, the reason, like, I bring up that, like, ice dungeon type area is that the story would have been, like, you found Elsa, she's, like, slowly turning evil, and then she banishes you to the dungeon of, like, her palace or whatever. But because they had already made that level, by the time Disney said, actually, no, don't make her evil, and don't even try to make any attempts of her being evil. So they literally just, like, fucking magically, like, almost in a Monty Python-like style, like they're climbing up the mountain, and then the group was pulled into an ice dungeon. And they never fucking explain it. Like, that's one of the biggest problems with Kingdom Hearts. Kingdom Hearts 3. Okay, let's see. They don't really ever tell the actual story of Hercules. Of him trying to, like, become a hero. Because he's always been a hero in the Kingdom Hearts series. So, that's a little bit of a change. Let's see. What else do they do? I'm trying to think. Atlantica in the first game, actually. In the second game, you know, the musical Atlantica, that's definitely kind of like a point-for-point retelling of the original Little Mermaid. But in the first game, actually, it's weird. Like, it's the same story, but also not. Because it's, again, like, you know, Ariel being like, humans, or other worlds. That's what it was. It wasn't humans. Like, oh man, I'm interested in other worlds. And then along comes an outsider, instead of the prince, it being like, you know, Sora. And then Ursula takes advantage of that. This is it. This is the formation I was talking about. Damn it. if you're positioned just right and Riku doesn't like go up or down, you can actually hit all 4 of those plants with your finisher. How some characters didn't have any voice actors? Yeah, in Kingdom Hearts 3, Phil didn't have a voice actor, because in 1 and 2, they couldn't get Danny DeVito, so they got a sound-alike, an imitator instead, which, you know, I think it's alright, performance-wise. But because they couldn't get him for 3 either, they just ended up not giving Phil any voices. Like, any lines at all. Like, he's in the game, but he has, like, no voices. No voice lines at all. Which is, really weird. But yet they're still able to actually get Johnny Depp to come in and play, Jack Sparrow this time. But again, yeah, that's just my biggest gripe, that Kingdom Hearts 3 was way too controlled by Disney. And I think Disney was able to get away with it, because in between the time that they made... I don't even think it's like between Kingdom Hearts 2 and 3, by the time they made Dream Drop Distance and 3. Dream Drop Distance in 3, Disney, like, you know, bought out Star Wars and then Marvel. So Disney had a shit ton of power during the development. While Kingdom Hearts 3 was being, like, developed and shit. So yeah, that's one of the things that I just really hate. I don't know why Square Enix decided to agree to that, like, essentially, like, contract with it. Because, again, people think, like, you know, like, Disney, as a corporation, did not sync up any of the characters or events in this game. Right? Not a single one. Yet Disney owns the rights to everything that isn't Square Enix in the Kingdom Hearts series. And by that I mean everything. So that means Sora, Riku, Kairi, Keyblades as a whole, Traverse Town, Twilight Town, The World That Never Was, The End of All Worlds, the Keyblade Graveyard. You know, everything that's not Disney, but feels like it would be in a Final Fantasy game, are owned by Disney. So, that means that if Square Enix ever wanted to make a game that had Kingdom Hearts characters and Kingdom Hearts characters solely, they would have to purchase the rights to use them from Disney, even though Square Enix came up with the idea themselves and Disney had no part in it. And it's something that really fucking pisses me off, because if we ever do get more Kingdom Hearts games, it's gonna be a lot of weird Disney bullshit. Because Disney does not know how to make video games. Even, like, games that have been, like, straight up... Like, again, we were talking about Epic Mickey before, right? I'm pretty sure Epic Mickey was made by a company that wasn't, like, owned by Disney or something. But yeah, so if we ever see another Kingdom Hearts game, it's gonna be a lot of Disney isms in it. I guess would be the right word, right phrase. Oh, baby, let me have this. Damn it, hit the 2 again. Wow. Yeah, like, here's also a little known fact. People who had a PSP might remember the Final Fantasy Dissidia games, which is like a weird. Always thought that Sora was no. Sora is 100% Disney owned. That's the thing. But yeah, the Final Fantasy Dissidia series, the like fighting games that showed up on the PSP, originally started out as a Kingdom Hearts version of like Smash Brothers, actually. Because Tetsuya Nomura was the lead designer behind the game. But Disney said no to the idea because they didn't want to see like they said like now we don't want to see a game where you're allowed to have like Goofy beat the shit out of Mickey or whatever. And so then they revised the game saying like, okay, we took out all the because Dissidia came out good after Kingdom Hearts 2 did. So they're like, okay, we took out all the Disney characters, so we only have the original characters, not even Final Fantasy characters. So you have Sora, Riku, you got all the organization members, and some new characters we made up for this game. And Disney still said, no, because we don't want any of our characters shown to be beating the shit out of each other, whatever. You know, again, our characters, not your characters, our characters. And so they just like took the assets left over from that and made it into a Final Fantasy only type character game. Like, it makes me honestly so mad that Kingdom Hearts 3 came out the way it did because of Disney's iron grasp over the series at that point. I'm going to spoil something about Kingdom Hearts 3. At the end of the game, they do this real big, thing where, they have, like, pretty much every villain from the game fighting every hero that you've come across as well. Like, you have to fight, like, 4 or 5 fights bat to bat of, like, oh, you're fighting, 3 different organization members. You're fighting, the Heartless Ansem from Kingdom Hearts 1. You're fighting Xehanort at the same time. Like, a bunch of stuff like that. Not Xehanort, Xemnas. And, like, that's really cool, but every time you defeat an enemy, they, like, as they're fading, give a life story of, like, I'm not actually evil, I misunderstood. Like, honestly, really trying to play it off like a lot of these characters who did truly awful things for very truly awful reasons are like, but I had good intentions. And Sora's like, you know what, I forgive you. And then they fade off like fucking the Terminator melting in darkness, like just slowly like it's like fuck the fuck right off. They try to give large senior redemption arc, and in this game, and even through all of Kingdom Hearts 3, up until the point where she dies, she is a massive bitch just for the sake of being a bitch. She's a sadistic bitch. That is her character. I'm pretty sure if you went into the design documents for Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories, they're like, what is this character's personality? The only note would be bitch in big capital letters. When you kill her in Kingdom Hearts 3 at the very end. What does she say? I only did it because I loved someone in the organization and I wanted to be with them. I'm just, a girl in love. Fuck right off. Fuck the actual fuck right off. Marluxia, they tried to frame as a character. Marluxia in this game, the person who wanted to brainwash Sora, essentially, and turn him into a mindless, almost heartless puppet so that he could take over the organization to become an all-powerful being or whatever. And was going to kill his fellow, friends, members of the organization, to do this goal, to make this goal come true. They tried to make him seem like, oh, I was actually the brainwashed person. I'm actually a legendary hero from thousands upon thousands of years ago. Again, fuck the fuck right off. No, he wasn't. No, in the goddamn, he was not. He was evil for the sake of being evil. Don't try to Steven Universe these characters. It doesn't work with them. And it just, it honestly gives me such a massive fucking headache thinking about it. Like, that entire segment is really bad for all of those reasons, but also really good because they actually allowed the original characters to have, like, heartfelt endings. Like, you get to see, Terra, Aqua, and Ventus come together. Terra's body and heart and mind has been restored. He's no longer just a suit of armor mixed up in someone's body whose heart's been lost or whatever. Aqua has been saved from the Dark Realm, and Ventus has his heart back and his body back, and they all come together in like some big hug, and it's like, God, that feels good. That feels like a real good ending for those characters. And then you also see Roxas become his own person, not tied to Sora, like like a full-on actual vessel for him. Axel comes back as Lee, his actual human form, and then they also somehow magically finagle Xion to come back. And I cry at that scene every time I see it because it's so fucking good. They even have the goddamn Riku replica from this game show up and get his actual, like, a come-uppance for him. Like, I am no longer just a clone of Riku. I've done, like, a spiritual journey or whatever, and I've, I'm my own person now. And he has, like, a reunion with Naminé or whatever, and it's all actually really good. The villain side of it is not so good. Some of the villains, again, a big fuck right the fuck off. Marluxia, Larxene, Zidbar. Some characters, like Lutzard, kind of admit, like, Lutzard was fun. I liked him. Because he was, he was like, I became a nobody because of different, circumstances or whatever. He's one of those people, like, in different circumstances, in a different time, I think we would have been friends. And, like, his dying words are, if we meet again in the next life, Sora, let's play a game as friends. Because, he's like, the gambler, the card. And, like, Sora's like, yeah, that'd be nice. That feels earned, because Luxard doesn't have, like, the pure evil energy about him. He feels like, Lexius, Zigbar, this character that when you learn their backstories back when they were a human, were, like, essentially caught up in an accidental experiment gone wrong, or, something like that. But yeah, it just I think the worst feeling is that Kingdom Hearts 3 is not that bad of a game. It's really not. The gameplay is fun for the most part. Like, I'm not a big fan of, like, the ride attractions that show up 5 times in every battle. I'm not a big fan of that each Keyblade is essentially a straight upgrade of the next one. Until you get to, like, the Pirates of the Caribbean Keyblade, and that's just, like, the best one in the entire game, unless you get, like, Ultima. I don't even know if Ultima's in 3. But, like, the most part, you know, the abilities, the magic, the combat, the bosses, they're all, like, pretty actually good. It's just there's a lot of shit that leaves a bad taste in my mouth. Because of, like, Disney's fucking actions towards, like, the series or whatever as a whole. Ultima's in 3? Okay, then I never saw it, because you probably needed a fucking cook. You probably needed a fucking cook Ultima in that game. I bet there's some good ingredients around here. Oh, look, a sword part for Ultima. We'll put that in a pot and stir it right up nicely. Fine. So you don't actually have to wait for Darkside here to do any of his attacks, actually? Fucking getting hit Sora, or Riku, thank you. Because of the fact that you have the, double jump mechanic here, you can actually reach him when he's, okay. Okay, never mind. Using sights we are you fucking kidding me? The fact that he teleports and is no longer part of, like, the game's logic at certain parts is breaking Riku's, like, logic here. Just gotta be patient and actually wait for him to do, like, those type of moves. And see, because I broke a card with that, Riku wanted to attack where he was? Or, like, the being that he was before? Oh, it's really weird, man. So if I use it now, because he doesn't have 0 cards, he can't break me from doing this. So I'll hit him here. But if I break him and then use, well, Dark Break or whatever it is, then he'll, come back. Or Riku will just, like, attack the ground aggressively over and over again. No, my dark form. I'm gonna beat him now. He's trying to just smash the ground. Let me kill him. I feel like this fight would have gone by a lot quicker if I just fought him normally without dark form. Unfortunately, oh, that's a bad sign. Another thing I want to point out about this game and how powerful Riku is, Riku does not have a Keyblade yet. That's just a normal ass sword. Maybe not a normal ass sword, but that's still just a sword and not like a magical key of like a magical blade of like, you know, the blade chooses the wielder, not you or fucking whatever. And this is why I kind of love Riku. The entire first Kingdom Hearts game is essentially darkness bad. I love games, and that love started from this game right here, this spot here. Games that use what is generally considered evil powers, like demonic powers, the element of darkness itself, other things, as a heroic person using them for good purposes. That so rarely ever happens. I love how we don't even fight him. That guy's name is Zetzion, but we don't even fight him proper. Like, he dies in a cutscene. Well, like, Riku sees through his trick, and then he's like, just shut up, and just fucking hits him once, and he's like, ah, and dies. Which is definitely not how he was portrayed in uh, Kingdom Hearts 2 Final Mix. Because in that game, as an optional boss, oh my god, he was like, he's the first one you fight, and he's really fucking annoying. Like, really fucking annoying. Like, I forget when I actually fought him. I'm not sure if I fought him at the very end of the game or if I was able to beat him like halfway through. I didn't level up, so my health hasn't been filled. Oh no. Ah. Ah. Quit it. Like, no, seriously, stop. I'm not going to attack you. Okay, I didn't get the same option. Don't run. I need to save. I need to save, and that's not a save. let's hear. One, cool. Ugh. Alright, so cool. We got through Destiny Islands. How long have we been going? This has been a little over 2 hours, right? Yeah, like, just a little over 2 hours. So I'm going to stop the stream here for now. I hope everyone had fun. I hope everyone is able to, like, survive the snowstorm, which I think the worst of it's, like, over, essentially, right? From what I hear, like, it was just, like, the big whatever here, like, it's going to keep snowing for a while, but all, like, damage was going to be caused by, like, the ice or something, right? Yeah, something like that. But, yeah, thanks everybody for watching. I'll see you all tomorrow. Hope you all have a good night. And, yeah, I'll see you in the next stream. Goodbye for now and have a good night. See y'all later.